Welcome back to another edition of the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor, inside the outstanding, this place is nice, the Topper Nation Center of Excellence, presented by Blue Lizard. We're here in the coaches' room, and the backdrop's still there, the outstanding facility where this man to my immediate right is a very solid 30-5 on the home field here at Steve Spurrier Field and Kermit Tipton Stadium. Got another big one the other night. Coach is with us, and again, welcome to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. And Coach, big win the other night against Jefferson County. Stubborn football team. We played well and got us a W, and we're heading off to Bearden.
Yeah, it was a big win. We got off to a great start. Left a lot of points probably off the board there early and made some mistakes, but, we just kept making plays. I mean, there was a lot of people stepped up and made plays. It was one of those games where it just wasn't, one guy really involved or two guys. I mean, we had a team full of plays. They did a great job making plays all night. Just really proud of what those guys have done.
We looked at the defensive side of the football for Jeff County. They had 33 carries for 79 yards for 2 yards a carry. We held them to 104 yards passing for the night, 183 yards of total offense. And you said last week this is not a bad football team, and they're not. Jenkins is not a bad quarterback at all for Jefferson County, and those guys ran hard. And they kept busting their tail for the coach all the way to the final horn, the final buzzer. But our defense played lights out again.
They definitely did, and Coach Cobble does a great job. The kid, the starter, was a transfer from Sevier County, and he was probably going to be the starter for the other quarterback came back, and then they have another quarterback, which is Nick Sexton's brother that plays the starter at ETSU. So they definitely had some players. I think they had like 85 kids on the roster, had some great looking kids, and Coach Cobble does a great job with that program, and I think they're kind of up and coming. But our defense played well, and offense did too. We was able to get on them early, which was very important.
We started the night honoring some great seniors on senior night. Let's touch on those guys because they've brought you a lot of thrills. These are great young men. I got a chance to honor them before the game for senior night.
Great kids, and it was good to see them, play that senior night like that. So you want everything to go good that night for those guys. We got every one of them in the game, which was great. And they all played well. They've been a big part of this program. And they 4 years, and going back to 7th grade, they put their heart and soul in this football team. And just a super bunch of young men. I'm going to hate to see them go like every year, but I feel very confident that they're going to do great things in life. I mean, we have a bunch of them that are on the right track. They're going to play some college football, but most important, they're going to go out and do some great things after they finish college. So we're proud of those kids.
Absolutely. Our show being brought to you by the good folks from Champion Chevrolet, Chick-fil-A, and also, of course, we want to say a big thanks to Blue Lizard, Australian Sunscreen, and our buddy Jeff Bedard, and the great folks who sponsored the show. We'll take a break, come right back in. The most points scored by a Stacy Carter football team this season, put 48 on Jefferson County. Again, Coach picks up his 50th win as a head coach at Science Hill against only 17 defeats. And, Coach, before we go to the break, we talk about a home field advantage. Again, you've coached 35 games here at Steve Spurrier Field. You are 30-5 on this field, and any way you slice it, my friend, that is a definite home field advantage for the Hilltoppers.
Well, I mean, I think it helps to be at home. I mean, for sure, I think it's what we're getting ready to get into this week. We're going on a away game and traveling, and you travel 2 hours to play a game. It's a big deal, especially in this conference. But we have a home field advantage here. We'll play very well here. Great hometown support. That's what we need, and great facilities, and that's the way we want it, and it is definitely a home field advantage here for us.
And obviously a great coaching staff as well, Coach Carter and all the way down. These guys work a lot of hours, put in a lot of time to get these guys ready for the football games, and obviously the proof is in the pudding as we get ready to head to Knox Bearden 7-1, 4-1 in the conference, only trailing Maryville in the Big East right now. And again, as we said, they are 30-5 when they play here, the Hilltoppers of Science Hill. We'll take a quick break. Highlights, we got some. There's two highlights in particular that for me, I've been at this a long time. I've not seen plays like I saw the other night from Colby Martin and Tyreek Perkins. So we'll take a break. We'll come right back and continue on here on this edition of the Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Trucks, 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 and more trucks. At Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, we have Silverado trucks everywhere with discounts up to $11,000 off MSRP on select Silverado All-Star Crew Cabs. 15 Spark, $10,995. 15 Sonic, $12,995. 15 Track, $17,995. 15 Equinox, $20,995. Shop us online 24/7 and don't forget our Saturday service hours. Champion Chevrolet on the Motor Mile in Johnson City, where they leave you asking, how do they do that?
Whether lying on the beach, just working in your yard, or watching NASCAR racing this weekend in Bristol, your skin needs protection from the harmful effects of the sun. Blue Lizard Sunscreen delivers broad-spectrum SPF 30-plus protection that comes with smart bottle technology. Our bottle changes colors in the presence of UV rays, reminding you to cover up. It's the brand most recommended by pharmacists and dermatologists nationwide. Plus, it's made right here in the Tri-Cities. Blue Lizard Sunscreen. We've got you covered.
Right? Leave that guy.
Get free coffee all February long. Just ask for a cup of our hot or iced coffee.
Welcome back to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Taylor. We do this each week. Again, we put up a new show Wednesday at noon. Thanks to our producer, Robert Kell, who does a fantastic job and puts together these highlights, puts a lot of work in this each and every week. And we sit down and shoot the show, and he goes back and puts it all together. So we thank Robert for what he does. And, again, you can find us at TomTaylorSports.com, and all the previous shows are archived there as well. Coaches, get the highlights going. A young man, we've been waiting to get it going for him, and he got it going Friday night. King Russell, a 2-touchdown night, and got us started offensively for the Hilltoppers.
You know, King had a great night. We haven't been waiting for this, but he ran a power play for a touchdown. But, you know, he had a bunch of runs just to get down there. Broke out, run very physical. You know, had a couple touchdowns. Actually had 3 and 1 to call back on a you know, it wasn't something that affected the play either. So, you know, had a 50-yard run that we didn't even count there, that he had a super run also. So what a great night for King. We want that to happen. He got the first touchdown on a power play to the right, and the blocking was great all night up front also.
7-yard run, his 3rd touchdown of the season. More Leggins point after, and we're off and running 7-0 with just 9:55 to play in the first quarter. We scored early, obviously. Came right back, and, man, this is one for the ages. This kid had a birthday this weekend, turned 17. Colby Martin, a 53-yard run, his 3rd touchdown of the season, and the athleticism and the blocks downfield. Nakai Smith blew out somebody, and another young man, I forget who it was, blew out another one downfield. But Colby did a lot of this on his own, but he also had help from his teammates.
He definitely did. Had a jet sweep, and, you know, had about 4 yards. He had to turn it up, which he was supposed to do, and then and spun off and come back the other way. You know what's happening, and outrun him to the end zone. You had Nakai with a big block, and King coming down there at the very end to help him get to the end zone. But just a great run. He had a great night. He's a great player. This is his first year playing varsity football. It's amazing, really, what he's done on both sides of the ball. He returns punts for us. He plays start safety for us. He plays slot. He plays running back. He can do a whole lot of things for us, and we're very proud of Colby and what he's done.
We got him next year, too. That's the best part.
That's right. That's great.
Beside his name says Junior. That's great.
That's right.
So, Martin, a 53-yard run. More Leggins split the uprights, 14-0. That's your first quarter score. They get a field goal, 14-3. Then right back down the field we go with the longest catch of his career for a touchdown. Set this play up, Coach. Great throw from Justin to Tyreek Perkins for 76 yards.
It was a great throw by Justin. He rolled to his left. He had a go route, and we had a one route we call, which is a flat route. It was cover 2, and he saw the corner squat, automatically threw to our 9 route, which is our fade, and safety didn't do what he's supposed to do, and he was able to hit it, and what a great catch, great run, just a great execution on the play.
Steve DeBall, the historian who helps us a lot with stats, again, going back down the history books of Science Hill football, said this was the second longest touchdown for Bedard. He had one longer last year, but again, great throw, 76-yard pass again from Bedard to Tyreek Perkins, 21-3 with the point after. Then we come right back, still in the first half of action. Elijah Mathis gets his 12th touchdown run of the season on an 18-yard run.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great read by the quarterback. We have a little power play that we read. It is an option with the quarterback keeps it or the running back, and he made the right read, and Elijah did the rest. Made a great move at the end, right there at the end zone to get in. The kid can play. He's a great kid. Has having a great year. Is going to continue to have a great year. So great run for him.
Point after makes it 28-3, but Moorleg, and they come back and score 28-10. Then we get the final touchdown of the first half on Elijah Mathis, keeper from 4 yards out. His 33rd touchdown as a Hilltopper and his career, and set this one up for us, Coach.
Well, it was a great drive. We went into empty formation, and and he was able to hit Elijah early on a little flat route, and Elijah, moved the ball probably about 40 yards to get it down there anyhow. And then we had a couple other good catches, one by Jordan Holly to get down there, and then we moved it down and to the goal line and was able to put a wildcat formation with Justin blocking, and ran a sweep to the right. Justin came, had a good block, and everybody had good blocks to the right, and he ended up scoring in the wildcat formation.
And so that ended the first half scoring 34-10 Hilltoppers. Then we go into the second half, and the second touchdown of the night by number 7, King Russell, with 3:45 to go in the third quarter. He hammers it in from 4 yards out. Set this play up for us.
Well, it's an opposite end zone, but the same play. It was a power play, and he was able to make a move right there, a good, tough physical run again, and got him in the end zone again. King's really stepping up and playing like we hoped for him to play, and had a great night, and just good to see him get in the end zone again.
Last highlight is a dandy. Watch the block at the end of the play by Jordan Holly. By Tyreek Perkins. Tyreek just put on a show. This is one for the highlight videos and set this play up. Great throw by Justin, and Tyreek did the rest.
Well, it was a third and long play, and it may have been fourth down at the time, but he scrambled out and was able to dump it down to Tyreek, and Tyreek did the rest. He had a great spin move, and you can see on the film here, this is super in reverse fields, and Jordan come out there and got a good block to spring to the end zone. But it's a very athletic play and a great night. What a great kid, and he's been a great player here, and it's good to see him do well.
A lot of youngsters got a chance to play in the fourth quarter. Again, as Science Hill puts it away, 48-17 the final. Our offensive player of the game with 212 all-purpose yards. A lot of kids were up for the nomination, but Colby Martin was our offensive player of the game. We'll talk after the break about our defense. Chad Gage was our defensive player of the game on Friday night. This guy was lights out from the get-go. We'll talk about the defensive side of the football. And also, as Coach said earlier in the show, we're getting ready to head down the highway. Next two here in the regular season on the road, and a big one coming up Friday night will be on the road against the Bearden Bulldogs. We got a big win over Dobbins Minute on Friday night, so this is a very dangerous football team at 3-2 and 5-3. We go into the game Friday night with a record of 4-1, of course 7-1 overall. Quick break. We'll come right back with more as you're enjoying. We appreciate you being with us each week. The Stacy Carter Coaches Show.
Discover the difference with Bracken Paving.
Come on now, we can start today. We'll find a way to make it better. Pick up the pace and work together. Come on now.
Call the professionals at Bracken for your next paving project. 423-323-8197. Discover the difference with Bracken Paving.
And welcome back to the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. I'm your host, Tom Pilligan, inside the Topper Nation Center of Excellence, the Blue Lizard. We're in the coaches' room, and this place is a very, very swanky, I guess would be the word I would use. First class, professional. These kids are lucky to have this facility. It is top shelf here for the Science Hill Hilltoppers and Coach Carter and his great staff here in the coaches' room. And Coach, before we get into the game coming up Friday night against Beard, let me run down some stats for you. Again, thanks to our stat man Kevin Harmon, who's the best in the biz. We're rushing the football 5 yards a carry. They're rushing it about 3 yards a carry, 5 yards a carry every time we tote the football. Is that what we need? We need more? Are you pleased with that?
Well, I mean, we're I think that was a question even coming this game. You hear people asking, well, what about your run game and everything? And I think we're really showing we can run the football. The offensive line is worked very hard. Coach Beck's worked those guys, and what a great bunch of kids. And King got going last game, and we're 5 yards a carry, but we're getting better. We're getting the tough yards we need to get. We're throwing the ball well at this time, so. I think we're getting, we said we haven't peaked on offense, and definitely I think we're getting closer and closer. Our defense is playing well all year, and you're going to see how well our defense is really playing when this offense gets going, because it's going to put them in better situations, of course. But I think we're peaking at the right time.
You gave me that look like, I want 10 yards a carry. What are you talking about? 5 yards a carry is not too shabby. We have outrushed the opponent, by the way, 21-8. Our touchdowns are 14 for us passing and 10 for them. And again, we've rushing touchdowns, I should say. 21 for the Hilltoppers and 8 for the opposition. Coach, you look at fourth down conversions. We're pretty solid. I mean, we could always be better, but that's not too shabby. We are 11 for 21 in fourth down conversions as a football team. The opponents have tried on fourth down 22 times, have only converted 5. So pretty solid statistic for Science Hill football.
It is. I think the defense statistic is pretty good. We've had all kinds of, red zone stops. I mean, big stops in goal line stands all year, and I think it really helped us. It's helped the offense get on track too, because you never know what would have happened if you didn't have a defense like that. But this gave us time to develop and as an offense and find our groove. I mean, there's a lot of things that have kind of went into this too. Probably in Justin get hurt definitely was not a blessing because how it happened, but we were able to get, Elijah involved more in the backfield in the Wildcat stuff, and it was able to, sit back and throw the football, which we got all kinds of athletes to throw it to, and Justin does such a great job with that too. So by him not running as much, it's probably, helped me as a coach, to go the other way and spread the ball more, which is what we wanted to do anyhow. And now we're getting him healthy, which is great. Now we have that option, for him to run the football, which he's such a great runner too. So I think it's going to help our offense to be really, really good at the right time.
Here's another great stat, too. Again, you're watching the Stacy Carter Coaches Show. New show comes out every Wednesday at noon. Again, all you do is go to TomTaylorSports.com. The numbers are growing, and we certainly appreciate that. Again, it's video and audio on demand, so you can stop it, watch it again. You can actually email it on to someone else to watch it, or just call them and say, go to TomTaylorSports.com and watch the show. And all the past shows are also archived there to go back and watch the highlights like we had today each week on the show. Coach, the red zone. Check this out. Inside the red zone, we have been in there 29 times this season. We have scored 21 times out of the 29. But then you gave me a stat after the Elizabethton game. We went in there 5 times the Elizabethton game and came up empty. So if you look at this, the last 6 games, we are 21 for 24 in the red zone, which means you keep talking about the offense clicking. Obviously, you get inside that 20, 24 times, you score 21. Our offense is starting to click.
It is, and we've done well with that red zone statistic for a long time. But, the first game kind of got us behind. It did. We missed 3 field goals, 3 times red zone, then 2 other times we come up empty the first game. And since then, we really put it together. So we're doing a good job with that. And I think that's, that's what the good offenses do. They finish. And I think we're starting to finish and doing the right thing. And it says a lot for the offensive line because, that really comes down to the offensive line.
Again, we're inside the Topper Nation Center of Excellence, so you're hearing whatever you heard of the phone call or whatever, and it is what it is. We go right on through, and, of course, you can still see the backdrop, this outstanding facility over our shoulder here inside the coach's office. Coach, you look at a quarterback you converted last year from a running back to a quarterback, and of course, we're talking about Justin. Look at his numbers here. This kid's 53 out of 96, rather, for 1,006 yards and 10 touchdowns for a guy that, Malik graduates, you hand him the football and say, you got to be our quarterback. He's responded. 1,000-yard thrower or passer, and pretty phenomenal with 2 games left in the playoffs.
He definitely has. Now, he's always been a quarterback. We converted him to a running back for just a little time last year, but this shows how versatile he is and what he can do and what he's going to do on the next level. But, we've talked about him a lot, but he's a football player. He's and better than that, he's one of the best kids I've ever coached and just a great person and a great student and is going to do great things when he gets outside here for sure. But, he's playing well, and we're getting him healthy right now, which is a good thing. He's had some little injuries that he's going to have to get rid of. Some of them have been pretty significant early, but he's getting better. and we're just glad to see what he's going to do the rest of this year.
Yep, quarterback, running back, now back to quarterback, and obviously getting it done for the Hilltoppers. In the rushing category, we're spreading the wealth around. King Russell, 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Justin, 371 yards rushing the football, 6 touchdowns. Elijah, coach, 524 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns. Jalen's got 115 yards for a touchdown. Colby's got 227 yards and a couple of touchdowns rushing the football. It goes right on down the line. Caleb Duncan, Tyreek Perkins, Matthew Bestman. It goes right on down through. So a lot of kids are touching up football, rushing the ball for Science Hill.
Well, I think our kids are, they're buying into it. With this world we live in, it's a selfish world. Everything pushes to that, and we're always fighting against that. And team has no selfish stuff in it. And these kids, probably early we fought with that, which everybody would fight with that. They're buying into it and buying into their role and doing what they're supposed to do. And then if you do that and you're truly, fighting for each other, good things are going to happen to everybody. The good Lord works that way, and that's what happened. They're pulling for each other, they're blocking for each other, and you're seeing people step up and doing great things all the way around in this in a lot of different people, and it's spread, but they're all having the glory that they want it, and by playing as a team, and that's what's impressive.
I like the comments the other night. The seniors said, we don't want to make this our last football game again at Steve Spurrier Field. We want back here in the playoffs. And they went out and did it and showed it, beating Jeff County 48-17. Receiving the football, a couple of numbers. Elijah, 24 catches, 347 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging 15 yards a catch. Tyreek, 18 catches, 374 yards. He's averaging 21 yards a catch. Phenomenal. Nakiah, quietly, 6 catches, 114 yards, 4 touchdowns. He averages 19 yards a catch. And, of course, Colby, our player of the game, 5 catches on the season, 144 yards. He's averaging 29 yards a catch. Coach, you're averaging 16 yards a reception. Pretty strong for high school football, and we'll take that. We could always do better. We could always do worse. And 16 yards a catch, not too shabby.
Well, it shows what those guys can do after they catch it. If it's a short pass, they can take it the distance, and that's all not just long, hitting bombs. That's guys catching short passes and getting yards after the catch, and that's what Justin gets it out on time, and these kids can do things with it. And I think we saw that last week, and we got a bunch of good players. We do, and we're seeing that now, and they're kind of emerging towards the end of this year, which is the right time to do that. But we knew it, but now we're kind of getting in sync, and I think you're going to see that the rest of the year.
One more stat offensively before we switch to the defensive side of the football. Elijah, 9 kickoff returns. He's averaging 26 yards a kickoff. Colby, 9 returns on the season. He's averaging 25 yards. So instantly, those two guys back there, and that's what you want. They are very dangerous weapons when they catch that football in the kickoff.
They are, and I think our guys up front blocking are doing a great job now. It's something we haven't done real well, but the Coach Conkin and Coach Beck have got together, and they've got those guys doing a good job. And it'll be hard for me to kick to either one of those guys. So, you kind of got to pick your poison, which one you want to go with, and neither one of them's too good. If you do it, you can mess up. They can have it in the end zone, and they're showing that. They're very dynamic when they catch it. And we got guys up front that can catch it, too, and take it the distance, too, so if they want to kick it short. So got a lot of weapons there, and the kids are doing a great job.
Which is hard to defend, hard to scout. When you sit down and try and scout Science Hill the next couple of weeks, you look at all the different guys we've talked about. You can't just focus on Bedard or King Russell or Elijah Mathis or Colby Martin. There's a lot of guys you got to be paying attention to. Nakiah Smith, Costas has caught some balls out of the tight end. You got guys, there's a lot of different players you got to worry about and defend, and makes, I would think, from the other side of the ledger, make it very tough to scout Science Hill and get ready for them.
Well, you can't just spy the quarterback. You can't put your best defensive back on Elijah because you got so many other guys too. You start thinking all that stuff. You do it, you're going to get hurt so many other ways. Which and that's what we want. It makes it a better team game too. It's a lot easier to coach a team like that because the guys want to ball. Guys want to play. Guys want to score. Guys want to get out there and do it. So if you spread the ball around like that, it keeps the morale up, and everybody starts buying into what you're doing, And but it is. I would hate to prepare for that, especially with all the tight end stuff we do. You have most teams. They'll run all four wides and spread and empty formation, but you throw those tight ends in there, and it's two tight ends that sometimes it can really throw a wrinkle into what you're doing. So I think it's hard to prepare for, but it's pretty simple. We don't. It's not real complicated. It might look like it is, but it's pretty simple. But the kids know what they're doing. But it is hard to prepare for when you spread the football.
I would think so. And then we'll ask Coach here in a few minutes about the JV, how they're doing, and also the freshmen. We do know Liberty Bell finished undefeated, so those kids are in the pipeline coming to Science over the next 3 or 4 years, which is going to be very exciting for Hilltopper football. Coach, out of fairness, we've got to talk about this outstanding defense. 14 sacks as a team for 61 yards, tackle for loss. 14 sacks, again, tackles for loss, 61 yards. You have 12 fumbles. We've had interceptions, 3 interceptions. Tackle department, Bryson Tolley, 102 tackles. Next one was Costas Kalogris with 46. 102 tackles. This guy's only a junior again, and what a phenomenal football player Bryson Tolley. And we say it every week, he's just a man among boys. This kid is the real deal.
He definitely is. All those linebackers, Costa too, and Brett and Zach Canada. I mean, that's some good linebackers that can get to the football. And what a season the defense has had already, and is going to continue to have. But I think it's helped us win a lot of games. Especially when the offense wasn't in sync. And I mean that's what wins championships. And it's something that we wanted to change that mindset. I think probably if you look back in the last 5 years, we've offensively we've scored a lot of points, but defensively has kind of been hey, we got to get a little bit better on that. Now the defense is leading the way, and offense is catching up, which is the way you want it to be. And hopefully we have those things both working here at the end of the year, right along beside each other, which is a team game and everything's team. But it all starts with that defense, and they're playing very well.
Let me correct myself. 14 sacks. We've had 61 tackles for loss. I read the stat wrong. That's my bad. We've had 61 tackles for loss as a team for a negative 242 yards. I didn't think it sounded right. So 61 tackles for loss as our defense has done, and we've tackled for loss negative 242 yards, which is phenomenal. Tolley again 102 tackles. Let's run down out of fairness these kids. Zach Costas again with 46 tackles. Zach Kennedy 39. Landon Brown quietly 34 tackles. Brett Marcus 32. Big Q, 31 tackles. Cameron Burris, 30. Chad Gage, our player of the game from Friday night defensively, had 9 solos, 22 on the season now total for Chad. Elijah Mathis, 19. Davy White, 18. Nakia, 18. Colby Martin, 16. These are the guys in double digits in tackles. And, I mean, we can go right on down the list. There's about 25 more we could be talking about, but for the sake of time, we can't. But, again, it's much like offense, Coach. We're trying to get ready for the defensive side of the football. Kind of hard to prepare for us because we have so many guys flying to the football.
We have a lot of people getting tackles, and it's spread again, and that's what you want to see. It's a team game, and that's what you want to see. Of course, we got Bryson doing a great job, but you have those guys getting up and stepping up and making plays. Chad Gage, what a game. I mean, for a defensive lineman to make 9 solo tackles, he was all over the field. What a great kid, and just a junior. Which is a great thing about Chad, super person, and he really got after it. And I see some great things ahead of him also.
I do want to say this, too. Every week we come over to practice. Coach asked me at the beginning of the year, so would you come over on behalf of the Kermit Tipton Foundation and present Player of the Game awards? I said, absolutely. I'd love to do that. So this week, Colby Martin will get the offensive, and also, as we just said, Chad Gage will get the defensive. That's on behalf of the Kermit Tipton Foundation. Of course, voila, these guys were very instrumental, went above and beyond to help get this field house built.
They did. We have a lot of people in Johnson City that did that, and they're one of the key people that was for this and pushed this, and that along with everybody else too, the school board, the city commissioners, and just a whole lot of people have bought into this program, and they're a group that we're very proud of, that have done great things for us, and we're proud of that tradition we have here and what they've done for this program, what they continue to do for this program. So I think it's great to represent them for the players of the game.
We're winning as a team on the field. It took a team to build this facility. And, of course, you look out the window and all the great facilities we have, and it's the wow factor. People come to Johnson City. I know the folks from urban North Carolina in particular, I was talking to some of them and got the wow factor because they said, man, what a facility. And again, these kids are very blessed to have this facility that everybody went together to make sure that happened. Coach, Big East Conference, look at the standings. Maryville 5-0. We're at second place and 4-1. Then comes Bearden, our opponent Friday night at 3-2. Bradley Central at 3-2. Dobbins Bennett and Hardin Valley at 2-3. Jeff County at 1-4, and William Blount at 0-5. And of course, games this week in Week 9. Of course, we will be on the road at Knox Bearden. Dobbins Bennett plays at Jeff County. William Blount at Hardin Valley, and Maryville will be at home to Bradley Central. So some more key games this week. And again, our opponent, the one we focus on for this Friday night, is a very dangerous football team, the Bearden Bulldogs. We play them obviously down there.
Yeah, it's another road game. You know, it's a big thing when you have to travel that far to play. In Knoxville, it's a team that has been getting better every week, has some weapons, and are playing really, really, really good football right now. They beat Dobbins Bennett, of course, and come up and beat a great Bradley Central team also. You know, we have to bring our A game. We better be ready to play. And if we don't, we go down there sleepwalking. It's not going to be a good result. So we need to be ready to play these guys. And like I say, they're kind of hitting their stride right now too, which I think we are too. So it's going to be a great battle, but we better be focused, not thinking ahead, of course. Because you know, the most important game is the next one, and this is you know, we got to finish and win out to get that 2 seed, and this is a very important game.
In the conference, Knox Bearden averages 25 points a game. They're allowing 30. Wins this season, again, we told you they've got 5 total. They've beaten Carnes, Knox Powell, William Blount, Bradley Central. As Coach said, Friday night after trailing 9-0 and put 21 up unanswered and beat Dobbins Bennett in Kingsport 21-9. So a dangerous football team. You're going back to their place, obviously, and we talked about us doing well here. They have a very good record at home as well when you go to their place, so got to be ready to go. Topper Nation, I would dare say, will be down there in full force Friday night supporting our kids.
You know, we need those guys down there. I mean, it's a very important time of the season right now. We don't need any let-ups, and that's for fans and players. I mean, and really be ready to go this week. We got to have a great week of practice, and because this is you know, this is very important to us, and you know, we definitely don't want to be looking ahead, because this game's the most important one right now, because it's the next one up, and we're playing a great football team. So and away game, so there's a lot of reason to be focused for this game. So you know, the kids are playing good. We just got to continue doing what we're doing.
We'll have that game for you again. All you do is go to livestream.com Friday night. We'll start at 7 o'clock. Our audio cast, again, brought to you by Blue Lizard. All you do is go to livestream.com, type in Tom Taylor Productions, and boom, there it is, pop up. And if you can't make it to the game Friday night, sit back and get you some food from Chick-fil-A or from Sim's Pizza, 2 of our great sponsors, and drink you a Dr. Nuff, one of our great sponsors, and sit back and let us paint the picture for you. Don Shepard and yours truly bringing it to you, again, from Knox Bearden on Friday night. The Hilltoppers, by the way, in conference in the Big East, if you're wondering, we're averaging 32 points a game and giving up 22 when we play conference opponents. So should be a barn burner Friday night, as Coach said, and we'll have it for you beginning at 7 o'clock, livestream.com. And, again, just type in Tom Taylor Productions. And, Coach, in closing, congratulations. I know you hate talking about this, but for us media boys, we love it. You picked up your 50th win the other night against only 17 defeats, so congratulations for hitting that milestone number 50 as the head coach of the Science Hill Hilltoppers.
Well, thank you. And we've had a bunch of good players, and we've had, you know, it's going in the right direction. Definitely, we have the 17 losses there, so hopefully we can, you know, hopefully we can continue on to doing this and just get better each season what we tried to do. And I think that I think we're going in the right direction, and hopefully we have a good ending to this season.
Always humble, always classy. It's my guy over here. 50 wins against 17 defeats. Again, on this field, behind us, he is 30-5 as the head coach of Science Hill. And, of course, next 2 on the road, and hopefully November the 6th, we'll be sitting right back out here for the opening round of the TSSAA playoffs. So, Coach, until then, we'll see you Friday night. Let's go get them.
Thank you.
Yep, go Toppers. Love this guy, top shelf. Appreciate the show as always. Appreciate you giving us a listen. Thanks to our sponsors, Chick-fil-A, Blue Lizard, and Champion Chevrolet. Again, for Robert Kell, our producer, and also for head coach Stacy Carter, this is your host, Tom Taylor. Thank you so very, very much for supporting Topper football. And again, as always, we'll tell you, win or lose, be a good sport. So long, everybody.